Cowboy, making your ideas a reality.
Walking foot sewing machine. So we're going to start back here with your cone of thread. You're going to put your cone of thread on here like this, okay? And then you're going to feed it directly up from the cone through this little insert. Sometimes you'll have a wire loop. You'll go through that wire loop instead. Okay, so you're going to have a nice straight piece of thread here. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go through the guide. This is a thread guide right here. You're going to go straight through it. You are not going to wrap around. You're just going to go straight through it, okay? Now the next you'll come down here and you'll wrap your hand or wrap the thread around it. Now, sorry for the grubby hands. Been working on machines all morning. Okay, so that is correct, just like that, okay? Now the next one is this little curlicue, and you're not going to go through the curlicue, you're going to go under it, just like this. Can you see that? Okay, now the next one is you're going to go over the disc like this, and then you're going to pull it and down through between the discs, just like that, okay? Pull yourself some extra slack, and then you're going to wrap around this disc right here, okay? And then you're going to come up, and this is the hard part. There's a little hook in there. You got to push it past the hook and let it come down on the other side of it, right there, right in there, okay? And then if you've done that correctly, this is what it looks like, okay? Now if you back up, we're going to go straight up, and we're going to go into this thread guide right here. It's a big thread guide, just like that. Okay? Okay, so we're going to go through the silver arm next. Just going to thread it through from right to left. Pull it down. We're going to go back through that big loop again. So now we've got two passes through that loop. There's another small thread guide down there. And now we're going to go through the thread lubricator. This is a little foam sponge to put a little oil on to help lubricate the thread if you ever need it. Most modern threads already have lube, so you probably won't need it. Okay, so you're going to go around behind it, just like that, behind the felt. Okay? And then the one of the last steps here is you go through this. There's a little loop right here. Hopefully you can see this. Okay? So that's right there. Okay? Last thing you got to do here is thread the needle. Okay, just like that, from left to right. Now the needle should be all the way up in. There's a little sight window right here that you should look in, and you see that needle all the way to the top. Okay, and the needle should be oriented so that the long groove of the needle is facing all the way to the left. The scarf, or the short flat portion of the needle, should be directly to the right, and the eye of the needle, if you were to look down, it would be parallel to the arm. Okay. Now, the very last thing you have to do to thread the top is lift the foot in the back, bring the needle down carefully, and then pull that little loop out. You don't want to use your fingers if you don't have to, in case you get them stuck down there. All right, there you go. Pull that needle back up, drop the foot, and that is the top threaded. Okay, so now we're going to thread the bobbin. First thing you got to do is open this cover. Depending on the style of machine you have, if you got a newer model or an older model, you may unscrew a thumb and swing the plate out. The operation, once it's there, is the same. So you pull this cover to the side. You're going to lift up this little bail, they call it, right there. Hopefully you can see that. And then you're going to take your bobbin so that it unwinds off the bobbin, or off the bottom of the bobbin, just like this. Just drop it in, okay? Then you're going to put a little drag on the bobbin, and you're going to pull the thread up to about a 1 or 2 o'clock position, okay? And then you're going to hold it low and pull it back around to the 5 o'clock position. What you wanted to do is catch into a little groove that's right there, just like so. and then you'll hold it over here till about the 7 or 8 o'clock position. And then you're just going to let it drop. Okay. Now what you have to do is push the bail back down. You're going to push the cover closed. Okay. And we're going to use the top thread to bring the bottom up. Okay. So we're going to have this top thread. We're going to hold it loose. We're going to drop the foot, and then we're going to spin the wheel, the hand wheel. We're bring it in the forward direction, and if we do this correctly, it will take up some of this thread and it will catch the bottom. And once it catches the bottom, you'll see the bottom thread move. You'll lift your foot and you just spin the wheel, and there it is. It's come out of the bottom. Okay.